Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Highlight. Tonight's game day will feature the Fireballs and the Chargers. And with that, I want to welcome everybody into another edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you all 6 doubles matches today, all doubles between the Fireballs and the Chargers. How you doing today, Stu?
I'm doing well, and as you say, we are chock full of doubles, one better than the next.
And we got a great championship preview here a little earlier in the season. Let's take a look at those standings, though, to get you caught up. So after Friday night, the Fireballs made quite the move up that leaderboard, getting their first win of the season. Now 2 points. They slide all the way up from the bottom in 6th place to 3rd. Now the Cyclones, Devils, and Warriors tied for the 4th and final playoff spot right now. And again, the tiebreaker, if needed, will be total matches won this season. The 2 of the top teams going at it tonight. A really good test for the Fireballs after their big win against the Devils, 5-1 on Friday. See what they can do here.
They're going up against last season champs, so doesn't get more difficult than this.
Absolutely right. We begin here in the 5th division of doubles. We're going to see Jeden and Ron out there for the Fireballs, coming off their first win as a duo just this past Friday night. They'll take on Arta and El Barba.
Fireballs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our first match. Jen and Ron representing the Fireballs, serving Arta El Barba for the Chargers.
And the key with this Fireballs team, last time out, Jeden really stepped up, started killing points up there in the front, and really figured out that catching.
Scoop by Ron. Wow. Difficult play at the 10 line. Big backhand. Ron now back at the 12 line, backhand to the inside. First point for the Fireballs, Jeden and Ron. Reminder of the scoring here in Battle Court. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match.
And this is the second time these two teams have played against each other this season. Jeden and Ron, Arta and El Barba haven't yet competed, so interesting to see how these teams adjust to some new competition.
Fine catch by El Barba, return to the inside. El Barba on the forehand now. Jeden, perfect positioning at the 5 line. Big backhand. El Barba's there. Great catch again. Ron advances. Backhand from the 8 line. Arta's in there. Catch on the forehand of Jeden. Arta down low. Cortada. Stopped by Ron. Beautiful catch on the left side. Jeden from the 7, keeps that along the wall. Rebote for Arta. There's a backhand by Ron, low runner. Scoop by El Barba. There's a backhand by Ron, 2-all. Scoop is by Arta. Cortada stopped by Ron and a beautiful catch. Cortada by Ron will score. Hard fought point by all 4 players. 2 points for Jeden and Ron of the Fireballs. Jeden serves.
Yeah, Ron able to sneak that Cortada in. Chargers thought they had one, but good defense. Ron just got there before the second bounce.
And I'll tell you, with the other division, Jeden and El Barba making all the catches, and court positioning has been excellent.
And Jeden coming off of his best day. We said that last Friday night, and there's a missed serve.
Arta goes for the serve. Ball tipped. 3 points for Jeden and Ron of the Fireballs. Jeden has a serve. Arta picks a serve on the forehand. Rebote, save to the outside. Tough one. El Barba makes the save.
Oh, that's opening.
Difficult catch by Jeden, hard throw. El Barba gets in there. What a catch by El Barba. Jedden stops on the left side, floats it back. El Barba is there. Jedden, another fine catch at the 7. Ron to the inside, backhand from the 11 line. Robote. Robote forehand by Arta, caught in the air by Jedden. Backhand by Jedden. Clean miss in the backcourt. Jedden attacks. Hard throw. El Barba with a great catch at the 12 line. Robote, the rebound from the back wall, played by Arta. Ron on the catch, backhand from the 11. El Barba's there again. Scoop on the forehand of Ron. Cortada stopped by Arta. Robote coming all the way out. Jedden, powerful forehand. Robote caught and dropped. 4 points for Jedden and Ron. Of the Fireballs, Jedden has the serve.
Just a nice rebote there by Jedden, and you can tell early on he's playing with a lot more confidence than he began the first couple game days.
And concentration. I mean, he is focused.
I mean, both sides, too. I mean, usually he gets in there with the right side, but today he's cut maybe 4 or 5 off in that point alone on the left side, so it shows you that he's going to get in there. When he's making plays and mixing it up and moving the defense around up there in the front, that's when this team has been at their best. He was a lot more active on Friday against Fronda and CRB, and you saw the result. It was the first win for the Fireballs in this division. He's got to get up that one.
Light touch by El Barba from deep in the backcourt will score. That gives the Chargers their first point of the day. Arta and El Barba have the point. Arta will serve.
Especially in these lower ranking doubles matches, I love this soft Cortada. Force the 6th-ranked player to go get it. And even if Jed makes that catch, we can't throw a shot from there. He's just going to flip it back inside. Beautifully done by Barba to get the team on the board.
Backhand by Ron. Excellent catch on the high scoop by El Barba. Ron from the 9 line, backhand 2-all. Just above the pad, lands in and scores 5 points for Jedden and Ron of the Fireballs. Possible set point.
And the Chargers are going to be susceptible to that backhand 2-all. Arta moved up there to the front court playing this season because he wants to be more aggressive and be the one to throw the shots. Well, if you're going to be that aggressive, you're going to leave the outside exposed. Backhand 2-all, shots off the Robote.
What a catch by Arta. He holds on to it, gets it off in time. Forehand to the inside, stopped by Arta. Splitter, scores. Tremendous play by Arta all the way around. 2 points for Arta and El Barba. Jedden and Ron still with possible set point.
And if I'm Arta up there in the front, first opportunity I'm getting to throw a 2-all, I'm going to do it. Ron has struggled to defend the outside. We've seen in singles. Jedden hasn't been great this season defending these 2-alls. And Arta's got one of the best ones on this roster when thrown well.
Backhand 2-all is high. Arta reads it, throws the carom. Jedden got there, could not bring it in. 3 points for Arta and El Barba. 5 for Jedden and Ron. Arta serves.
Now goes with the carom. Same intent as the 2-all, just thrown from the right side of his body.
And look, Fireballs can't get distracted here because they were very well focused, but...
Well, that's the danger of playing against the guy who's as good of a shot maker as Arta. He can come back into it quickly.
100%. Big backhand by Arta, caught by Ron at the 12 line. Ron over the top. El Barba up high, fine catch. Backhand 2-all, caught in the air by Jedden. Jedden powerfully from the forehand, will score. Point. And a hard-fought set for Jedden and Ron. They take the first set 6-3. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. A tale of two halves of that. I mean, first it was all Fireballs, and then we saw the comeback.
That's why you always have to be careful playing against, a guy like Arta. Such great skills, great shot making up there in the front, and variety too. I mean, that's really the key. When you have the drop shot, you have the Costado 2-all, and then you can mix in all these other variations, split placements, good rebote too, inside placement, everything you could want there for Arta. You see good catching there. Kept this one low to the inside, but look at Ron, picked it up off the floor. I think that's the one where the Yeah, Chargers were asking for 2 bounces on that one, but you could see pretty clearly that, that's the, hands out, look at the judge, but that was a good call there.
When you're out there playing, I don't know if it was 2 bounces or he felt that he was blocked, maybe, across. Either way, though, still, that would not have been interference. Look at this.
Yeah.
So Arta does a great job, not an illegal change of motion. He makes the catch, gets it settled, and gets it off quickly on the right side. That was very well done by Arta.
And then the splitter here, Jedden looking. Yeah, thought Ron was going to be there, and it was just out of reach.
Arta serves, our second set begins. Powerful backhand by Aran. Rebote to the outside will score. Split placement working for Arta. Arta and El Barba. First up on the board here for the Chargers. Arta has the serve. Hey, that's an intense-looking Arta walking back to the service line.
Oh, split placement off the Rebote here, straight to the outside. I mean, doesn't use the sidewall. You see Ron. He's waiting for the inside placement. Jedden's defending the 2-wall that Arta can shoot off the Rebote. Not really protecting that splitter. Good on Arta to find the space.
Rebote, forehand. Saved by Arta. Here's Jedden. Jedden backhand from the 7 line to the inside. Arta, beautiful catch at the side wall. Rebote forehand. Ron, powerful backhand to the inside. El Barba alone at the 10 makes the catch. Ron on the catch, backhand. Arta snaps the 2-all. Jedden's on it. Costado, hard throw, caught by Arta. 2-all. Stopped by Jedden. Jedden, carambola. That will score. My, oh my. 1-1. Jedden serves for the Fireballs. This is a different Jedden than we've seen to this point in 2025.
No.
Catching is solid. Court positioning is excellent.
I mean, we brought it up on Friday. He was second to last out of all players on all doubles teams. So, I mean, over 70 qualifying players in terms of his catch rate. He was bottom 2. You wouldn't know it based on the way he's played these last couple days. I mean,
Not
making
at
the
all.
stops, and on top of it, he's killing points, which he wasn't doing at the beginning of the year. Oh, boy, that's an ace.
That's an ace for Jedden. Fireballs lead 2-1 in the second set. Jedden serves.
Yeah, Arta kind of pulled the cest out of the way, and El Barba really didn't have a good look at it.
Yeah, look how this is coming, crossing the side wall. Yeah, I mean, that's coming fast and hard, and crossing the side wall changes everything. Arta picks it on the forehand.
That's a good one.
Excellent. Perfect placement from the forehand of Arta on the return. We're all tied up 2-2. Arta has a serve. Is it me or does it seem tense around here?
Well, it's a big game day. I mean, 2 of the top teams, you know,
good point.
all doubles, you know. When we had this, again, with all 6 doubles, it did have the vibe of a championship or a playoff type of day. And, you know, Fireball's looking to make another statement. The Chargers are the champions. It's a good start for them.
El Barba, beautiful catch at the 11 line. Backhand stays inside. Ron's there. Ron sends it deep. Rebote, the rebound from the back wall, will score. 3 points for Jedden. And Ron with the Fireballs. Jedden has a serve.
Just a rare miss on that Rebote up there by Arta. Comes off the back wall, and he's so precise that he can even throw shots off the Rebote, but just couldn't line that one up, and the Fireball's back ahead.
Yeah, that rare miss there for Arta. He's been spot on so far, 2025. Fault under serve. Battle court. Rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. El Barba, difficult catch and a hard backhand to pass. Ron's on it for the Rebote. Swing and a miss at the 8 line. 3-3. Arta serves for the Chargers.
Ron obviously frustrated with that miss, but that one kicking up high to his left side overhead. I mean, a lot going on, and kind of tough to time that up as you get the higher that ball goes, especially when you're kind of blind making a save.
Fault, miss serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Excellent serve by Arta. Here's the catch and return by Ron. Forehand rebote save, laid up. Arta loses his footing. Elbarbo was moving up to try to make that catch, just missed it. That's going to be 4 points for Jedden and Ron. Jedden has a serve.
I was surprised that Ron let this ball pass because the way it was spinning, it kind of died off the back wall. You see this rebote, Ron? It would have been a one-handed scoop.
Yeah,
just kind of flicks it up. Arta drops. Barba takes off.
I thought he was going to get up and make the catch, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he was there just right off the frame.
Barba on the catch. Here's the backhand. Ron from the 10 line. Low and hard. What a catch by Arta. Arta's 2-all opens beautifully to score. 4-4 is the score. Arta serves for the Chargers.
Well, best one of the day. Close to the sidewall, too. Even more difficult to throw. But look at how far Jedden is off the boundary line. I mean, it gives Arta way too much space, and he opens that up pretty nicely. Doesn't really flirt with the boundary line either.
Beautiful serve by Arta. Caught and returned by Ron. Here's the rebote. Ron from the 11 line. Powerful backhand. Rebote's coming all the way out to the 5 line. Jedden attacks and has a tip ball at the 4 line. 5 points for Arta and Elbarbo. Possible set point.
He attacked. I mean, this was kind of a floater here.
He's
really
attacking.
Look at how this kicks off the side wall at a pretty sharp angle at Jedden. I mean, yeah, he just caught that right off the frame.
But you see that common mistake, take the eye off the ball there at the very last second. And Jedden, you know, he's thinking about, is he going to go with the running Dejada?
Yeah.
Is he going to
It's a lot
drop
of
shot?
options.
Yeah.
He's pretty good up there in front of on his right side.
Elbarbo from the 11 line. Ron goes to the corner, backhand from the 12. Arts is there, winds up, fakes the 2-all. Inside placement stopped by Ron. Ron on the backhand. Elbarbo's there again. Ron now from the 11. Backhand. Rebote on the wall. Saved by Arta. Catch by Jedden. Drop shot. Scores. It is 5-5. This is possible set point for Arta and Elbarbo. Possible match point for Jedden.
Yeah, Ron set up that point. Forced a tough rebote there by Arta. And look, Jedden flicks that up. I mean, he doesn't take it back at all. I mean, he gets that up pretty quickly and really got that one just above the pad.
Arta looking for something. Maybe there was a hitch in the step, but.
Yeah, let's see.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
But you see how much space there was on that drop shot, though? I mean, Jedden was all the way out by the net.
You're right.
Ron was charging all the way up from the backcourt. If this goes to a third set, I don't think it bodes well for the Fireballs. I think Arta's starting to figure it out. Got to end it here. See what they can do. Oh, boy.
Ron comes out, makes the rebote save. To the inside it goes and scores. At his point, and a straight set victory for Jedden and Ron of the Fireballs, taking it 6-3, 6-5.
And a win to start off the game day for the Fireballs. Jedden and Ron now 2-1, 2 straight wins. They get their team on the board early on this all-doubles game day. Arrowtia and Arants ready to take on Zuleika and Ubia. Two of the better teams in Division I doubles so far. Urrutia and Arat still undefeated at 2-0. Zuleika and Ubia 2-1. Fireballs already with the win on the game day. See where this second one goes. Urrutia and Arat will have the serve. There's the serve. We begin our second match. Hard back into the inside, pulled in by Aratz. The 12, he goes deep, not past Ubia. This one passing both fireballs. Urrutia on the rebote, just kind of lays it up. Here's Zuleika from the costado. Drop shot into the pad, and the pad is bad. Urrutia and Aratz on the board first in our second match.
Zuleika's been on with those shots. That one, obviously, he saw Urrutia cut to the outside for the 2-wall. Zuleika obviously throws a mean 2-wall. Zuleika changed things up. Drop shot, just dropped it in the pad.
Well, that serve stayed inside. Ubia, good concentration to pull it in. Catch in the corner by Aratz. He floats one up. Ubia runs around it. He keeps it on the left side. Oh, Aratz climbs the wall, comes down with the ball, backhand, right back to him in the corner. Here's Ubia. Higher and harder from the left side. Aratz not going to let that one pass. Zuleika comes all the way into the backcourt, lays it up. No play for Urrutia. Aratz comes charging in. Ubia now on the forehand. Sidearm play, crossing the wall. Aratz stands in, takes it off the numbers. Tough play again by Aratz in the corner. Backhand on the wall. Back to Zuleika. Ubia from the 11 line. Backhand. Caught again. Off the numbers. Aratz. Ubia able to pass. Urrutia up at the 8 line. Turns the rebote inside. It's dropping. Zuleika picks it up off the floor. Oh, what a catch on the numbers there by Aratz. Climbing the wall, comes down with the ball. Back to Aratz now, up at the 11 line. Kept on the left side there by Ubia. Urrutia digs it out. Zuleika attacking. Up high on the costado, shoots it inside. Aratz knocked it down. The Chargers tie it up, 1-1.
Tell you, that's a rare miss by Aratz. Going for it on the scoop. You saw him hopping up with it right there at the side wall. By no means an easy catch.
Yeah, if we had the stat for it, I think that'd be his last miss in his last 200 balls or so.
Yeah.
Maybe the first miss in his
He catches everything.
He had a great Friday night as well. Ball runner to the inside, backing up. Ubia scoops it up. High hard throw. Passing in the corner. Urrutia gets out there on the right side, lays it up. Here's a catch by Zuleika. Wants now, hard throw, picked off the sidewall. Ubia now. Back to Aratz. Ubia steps up to the 11 line. Hard backhand. Aratz all the way back in the corner to pull that one in. Ball tipped along the side wall there by Urrutia. That's 2 points for the Chargers.
Ball right along the side wall, right off the tip of Urrutia's cesta.
Ball runner inside, tipped. By Zuleika there as he came cross court. 2 points for the Fireballs. They're tied up.
A little bit of traffic around there, around that ball. Well, it is rush hour here in South Florida, 5:27, so.
5:20, yeah.
Yeah.
Still got it. Oh, Zuleika thought about it. There's Ubia. Comes away with that serve. Wall to wall. Urrutia. Left side of Bote to the inside. Big bounce. Kick it up. Scooped up there by Ubia. That one kept on the left side of Arat's backhand. Picked off overhead. Here's Zulaika. Puts it along the wall. Back to Arat's. Ubia from the 11 line. Catch by Arat's back in the corner. Arat steps up. Only can behind this one. Ubia steps back to the 13 to make the play. One a little high. It clears the overhead screen, though. Robote left side. Played to the inside. Zulaika comes cross court. Split placement. Not enough. Arat's back it up. Makes the stop on the right side. Good catch. Back to Zulaika, though. Another one. This one to the inside. That's scooped by Arat's. Ubia takes it off the sidewall. The backhand. Dropping low. Picked off again. Here's Arat's. Charging down the inside. Right to Ubia. Be a low runner again. Arutia. Arat's actually in the corner. The one that comes away with it. Zulaika now on the forehand. Pumps it to the inside. Catch off the sidewall. Arutia, good aggressive play. Now Robote for Zulaika. He powers it back to Arat's. Arat's reaching in the corner. Spectacular catch. Puts it back to Ubia. Oh, he takes it right off the sidewall. Ubia now. Ubia keeps it on the left side. Low runner. Scooped up by Arat's. Big backhand. That one clears both fireballs. Robote turned up the middle. Ooh, caught by Zulaika. Split placement again. Arat's knows where to be. He stops it. Long cortada. Kind of a soft one, too. Zulaika picks it up. Forehand. Wow, that clears. Arutia waiting for it. He makes a save. Zulaika not going to get there before the second bounce. Powerful serve, missed. Up in the service box, it's 4-2 in favor of the Fireballs.
Again, Arutia and Zulaika don't have a lot of experience playing against each other here at Magic City, and Arutia consistently has been showing us there's a little extra power on that serve. Not that Zulaika can't handle it, just comes a little at a little different angle.
Hard serve, Ubia's got this one, backhand. Hard to the inside, Arat steps out of the way. Arutia with the left side of Bote. It's right on the wall. Picked up by Ubia. Spectacular catch. Hard backhand, Arat gets there. Ubia now on the inside, backhand. Dropping low, Arat picks it off. Ubia trying to pass. Arat climbs the wall in the corner to make that play. Here's Ubia now, up a little further at the 10 line, drops it along the wall. Arat gets there. There's a strong backhand, it passes. Zulaika up at the 7, powerful forehand of Bote. Now Arutia weighs 4-1, he makes a save. Catch by Zulaika in the middle of the court, shoots the 2 wall, too low. 5 points and a possible set point here for Arutia and Arat.
Shots have not been going the direction of the Chargers here, specifically with Zulaika. I mean, we've seen him kill that Costalo 2-all time after time. That one just catches the pad.
Awful serve taken in there by Ubia to start things off. Big backhand, wall to wall. Arutia up at the 6, drops it inside. Zulaika comes cross court. Good play, hard throw. Cut by Arat. Ubia makes the catch up at the 11 line, backhand. Caught by Arutia. What a play. He's flying in. Ubia, powerful backhand again. Arat thought about it. Got in there for the Robote. What a quick turn. Zulaika attacking. Fires it high. Will land in. It does. And then it's in the net. And that landed out.
In or out?
Quit.
Out.
Ruled. Ball was ruled out. Point and set, but it has been challenged, though, by the Chargers. Again, we are an official replay review here. The call was out by the judge. The Chargers have challenged. All right, so in another replay review here, that was a clean winner. Ooh, it would have been a clean winner if it landed in. So again,
without
this is
touching any part of that line.
So this would be a case where we would be able to award a point to either team. The original call was out, and the point would go to the Fireballs. If it is ruled in, that point would go to the Chargers.
So, Chief Judge in the back taking a look.
Yeah, we had a look there for a moment, and if that was the look, it looked like it dropped just inside the boundary line, but
I guess if there's a question, if it touched any part of the line, it would be out, but if it didn't touch any part of the line.
Oh, no, we get a different feed than the Chief Judge. He's looking at replays back behind us now. We saw a look there a little bit earlier. It looked like it dropped in, but we'll see. Okay, Chief Judge has come back. The official call is in. The call on the floor has been overturned. That point will go to the Chargers. They have 3 points.
Yeah, that ball dropped in and did not touch the line.
Yeah, if there was a chance for a Rotz or a Rutia to make a play on that ball, there was a chance that you could have replayed the point, but you see that ball dropped and then kicked way up into the net. So it's not playable by either Fireball. So 5-3, we continue on, still possible set point. Ubia makes the catch at the 12. Hard backhand, Robote coming out. Robote forehand, saved to the inside, picked up here, Zulaika. Ooh, a splitter, Rotz takes off, he makes the catch. Forehand to the inside, ooh, right back to him. Arrutia now alone in the middle of the court, saves the Robote. Ubia waits on it, back at the 11. A runner caught along the sidewall. Rotz now goes deep. Not past Ubia, though. Rotz pulls it in up at the 11 line, backhand dropping. Ubia thought about it. Now Zulaika able to make the save. Oh, Rotz flying in the corner up the wall again, backhand. Here's Ubia. Catch by Arrutia, comes flying in there at the 9 line. Ubia not going to let that one pass. Good defense. Long return up to the 6 line. Arrutia plays it above the pad. Look at Zulaika. Good foot speed to get in there. Rotz again reaching back in the corner. Ubia low runner to the inside. Oh, look at Arrutia.
Get in there.
But that was juggled. Juggling on the catch of Arrutia. That is 4 points for Zulaika and Ubia.
So when a catch is made, the ball comes into the cesta. It can roll, but it can't lose contact with the surface of the inside of the cesta. Judge believed that he saw the ball bounce in the cesta.
Rotz handles that serve off the wall, backhand. Back there by Ubia. Rotz keeps it on the left side. They clear a little bit of a lane. He gets it off. Arrutia looking for it from the Costado. Fires it inside Ubia all alone. He keeps it going. Good catch. Hard backhand follows our Rotz leaping grab. Backhand floated up again. Rotz gets there in the corner. All to wall. Zulaika waits on the Robote. Plays it inside. That's cut off by Arrutia. That one clips. Ooh, Zulaika tip ball. Point and set. Arrutia and Rotz take it 6-4. 2 minutes will come back in play. Set number 2.
Yes, so Arrutia and Zulaika learning how to move around one another. Arrutia trying to get out of the way there. But the catching of a Rotz and Ubia in the back, just spot on, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Highlight Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently in our second of 6 scheduled matches on the game day between the Fireballs and the Chargers. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking their breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. You see the whole Fireball squad there in the back area. Communication between them has been absolutely solid, as has been the attitudes. A lot of positivity coming from this Fireballs team. as the two newest members of Battle Court, Lalu and Arutia, basically beginning to find their way on the court. Zuleika and Ubia. Zuleika having some difficulty there in that first set.
There's a serve. We begin. Arutia picks it, whips it inside. Good scoop there by Ubia. Big backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Here's the Rebote. Rebote firing up the middle. Caught there by Ubia. Rebote dug out there by Rotz. Zuleika looking to attack inside placement. Or Rotz got up, made the catch in the air. Quick return on the backhand. Ubia steps up. Backhand 2-wall. Not enough. Look at a Rotz from the outside. Kind of winds it up. Right back to Ubia though. Oh, bullet caught off the sidewall. The backhand clears. What a sequence now. Zuleika, there's a forehand Rebote. Caught right off the sidewall again. Ubia up at the 11 line. Oh, not past to Rotz. He goes leaping there in the corner. Backhand. Pulled in by Zuleika now.
What a
Tough
catch.
play there by Ubia along the wall. That's dropping. Rotz gets up. Arutia, forehand Rebote, played inside. Ubia stands in there at the 12. Low runner, Rotz all alone. He makes the scoop. Backhand 2-wall. Scooped up. Zuleika's carom is perfect. First point of set 2 goes to the Charger.
Little communication here between Rotz and Zuleika. The guys are getting fairly close to one another. That will build the tension. So here he maneuvers around Arutia and then throws the shot, but I don't see anything wrong with any of that.
Ball tipped off the serve. That's an ace. That's 2 points for Zuleika and Ubia.
On the other hand, that serve was coming in about 1,000 miles an hour and went off the tip of Arutia's cesta.
Yeah, look at this one.
It's just thrown so high. Yeah, I mean, yeah. As hard as we've seen Arutia blast the serve.
Rotz to the inside. Catch there by Ubia. Be able to pass easily. Arutia left side Rebote to the inside. Picked up there by Ubia. Is up at the 10. Low bullet caught. Here's Arutia. This one comes shooting off the back wall right on the numbers. Zuleika just lays it up. Gets to the backcourt. There's a Rotz. Wall to wall on the return. Rebote forehand fired in the corner. It's dropping. There's Arutia to make the save. Catch by Ubia. A runner inside. Look at Arutia goes flying into the side wall. Forehand Rebote, it's dropping. Rotz now runs around it, makes a save of his own. Ubia has to get it on the right side. He does. There's a forehand. Coming cross court, back to Arutia. Arutia hard inside. Another good scoop. High on the left side made by Ubia. Arutia pumps it inside. It's missed. Off the frame of Zuleika's basket. That's a point for the Fireballs. They're on the board here in set 2.
This is as aggressive highlight as I've seen played here in Battle Court. Not just the fact that there's a little back and forth between Zuleika and Rotz. These guys are throwing. I mean, Ubia of course throws the ball always 1,000 miles an hour. Arutia has been. Zuleika can, and it's just aggressive play.
Oh, what a pick there by Zuleika into the drop shot. Look at a Rotz outside placement, scooped but not held on to. That's 2 points now for the Fireballs, and we're tied up.
As I was saying, so Rotz called him off. Comes in there and makes a difficult catch, and then just kaboom to the outside.
Yeah, I mean, don't be on the tracks when a Rotz is coming through. I mean, look at this one. I mean, he started back at the 11.
He caught right here. He says, boy, get out of the way.
He makes that catch pretty easily. The only thing about that drop shot from Zuleika is it does take a little longer to develop than some of his other throws. So he does kind of have a tell. And, that, I mean, you saw Rotz took off just a quarter second, half a second early. And
sometimes
I mean, he got there to that ball knee level. Great defense, and we're tied up. Well, good stop there by Ubia. Controls it, plays it inside. Rotz is there. Catch overhead there by Ubia, the backhand. Ball to wall from the left side. Robote played by Arrutia. Just drops it along the wall. Ubia picks it off. Arats from the 13 line. There's the backhand. Stopped by Ubia from the 12. Oh, out of reach for Arats. Arrutia on the Robote. Played up the middle. Ubia ducked out of the way. Zulaika. What a Robote. Kicks off the sidewall. Arrutia stays with it. Ubia runs around it. Keeps it on the left side. Powerful backhand. Stopped overhead. What a catch. Just out of reach here of Ubia. Forehand Robote. Caught off the sidewall. Arats now. To Ubia, pulls it in along the side wall. There's Arrutia now. Just rifles this one. That's coming out a long way. It's stuck to the numbers. Zulaika just flicks it up.
And
the Magic City bounce caught Arats there. That ball off his basket. 3 points for Zulaika and Ubia.
Court positioning by all 4 players is impeccable. Court positioning, usually what we refer to as a player's ability to move to the ball while it's in the air after it's been thrown, reading how their opponent's throwing the ball. Arats was there, just grabbed one of those creases in the side wall.
You get a look here.
Arats moves up to it perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, what a stop there in the corner backhand. Floated along the wall. Ubia stops it. Arrutia goes up. Backhand from the 9. This comes shooting off the back wall. Zulaika, powerful turn on the Robote. Caught by Arats. Oh, bullet inside. Arats gets there. Backhand. Just avoids Ubia.
What a
catch.
Makes
a great catch along the sidewall. Arats steps up again. This one drops in the corner. Robote coming out to Zulaika. Plays it along the wall. Now Arats alone for the Robote. Just lays it up, but crosses the wall. Gets it into the backcourt. That's Ubia. Arrutia comes in there with the Robote save. Big bounce. Tremendous control there by Ubia.
That's a beautiful catch by Ubia.
Big backhand follows. Arrutia fires it inside. Ubia thought about it. Now Zulaika backpedals, rips one of his own wall-to-wall. Arrutia left side Robote splitter. Caught by Ubia. Ubia hard forehand crossing the wall. It's stopped by Arats. Ubia in the middle of the court. Powerful throw again. 3-wall play. Arats steps out of the way. Arrutia digs out the Robote. Back to Ubia along the inside. Powerful throw. Caught by Arats. Here's the backhand. A little more, and that clears the overhead screen. Good control. Nice return. Back to him. Ubia up at the 10 line. One easily passing Arats. Arrutia steps all the way up to the 5 line, rips it inside. Long run for Ubia. Good turn on the Robote. Back to Arrutia's left side. It's a 2-wall, and it scores.
And that's a good shot.
A well-played point. That goes to the Fireballs to tie things up.
I don't know that he saw it, but Arrutia got a salute here from Ubia for that 2-wall. It changed the pace in the middle of such an aggressive point. I tell you, Arrutia, again, for a player new to battle court, he's just playing, he's out there fearless.
Ubia from the 11 line to the inside. Look at Arrutia, comes cross court, crashes into the wall, and gets it off. Ubia, that one right back to Arats, caught it off the sidewall. This one dropping, pulled in again, even tougher catch. Arats on the 11 line. He goes deep and passes both Chargers. Zulaika, quick turn on the Robote, back inside. Arats takes it off the wall. Floated back up to Ubia. Catch back beyond a 13 now.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, tough catch there along the numbers. This one's dropping. Ubia calls for Zulaika to get in there. He makes the save. Look at Arrutia, though, comes cross court. Oh, what a stop by Arats. He gets the backhand off, and that clears and passes. What a throw. Arrutia takes it on the inside. Another one inside placement. Scooped up by Ubia. Backhand 2-wall. Oh, Arat's got his back up. Makes the catch on the outside to Karam. Doesn't open up enough. Zulaika pumps it inside, but it's too low. That caught the pad, and any part of the pad is bad. 4-3 lead for the Fireballs.
The pad has not been Zulaika's friend in this match thus far.
Fault over serve. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Ubia stands in there on the forehand, pumps it right back to Arat, standing there on the inside. Perfect positioning. Ubia hard throw again. Arat ducks out of the way. Arrutia, quick turn on that rebote. It's got a big bounce. Picked up high by Ubia. Outside placement attempt. Not outside enough. Arrutia low and hard to the inside. There's a scoop. Zulaika goes back over the top.
Oh, what a catch by
climbs the
Arat.
wall and comes down with the ball. Beautiful play. Rebote coming out again. Rebote forehand to the inside. Caught by Zulaika. The 2-wall is too low. 5 points in a possible set point here for Arrutia. And Arat's possible set, possible match point.
He has not been executing. I mean, but the timing of these 2-walls that Zulaika has attempted, it's the right time to throw it. He just hasn't been executing.
And we still have a long way to go, but it almost seems like Zulaika feels a little rushed because the Fireballs have just taken away his go-to shot, which is that 2-wall. I mean, Arrutia moves so quickly there to the outside. There's not a lot of space, and he's trying to thread the needle, and he's caught the pad a few times. Low runner to the inside. Catch there by Arat, standing in. Backhand. Right back to Ubia. Good catch there along the sidewall. Arat floats it up. Ubia keeps it on the left side. Rebote forehand, dropping low. Arat takes it in, forehand. High and hard, just does clear. Ubia. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote played at the 7 line. Zulaika comes cross court. Inside placement. Arat's trying to get there. 2-wall, too low.
Wow.
That's 4 points now for the Chargers. Still a possible match point.
Arat was going for style points on that one. Come in, out of position, go to the floor, try to snap a 2-wall. Bold shot. Great effort by Arat. I'll tell you, that player of the day that he got on Friday, I don't know if he got any rest between now and then. And you're absolutely right. The way that the effect of pace of play that Arrutia has.
What a hard serve. Arat's had it for a moment, but couldn't bring it in. The Chargers have brought it back to 5-5. Chance to extend the match for the Chargers here, or is a possible match point for the Fireballs.
Yeah, that serve was, my oh my. The power on that serve, tremendous.
Arat handles this one, backed up to the glass. He gets it off. Here's the rebote. Rebote forehand, play to the inside, caught by Arat. Oh, that's dropping. Ubia just does get there. The backhand comes out a long way. Arrutia tracks it down, fires it up at the 4 line. Look at Ubia comes flying in there to make that catch.
What a bullet.
Arat's from the 11 line. That one dropping. Ubia makes the stop. Forehand over the top. Cut off by Arrutia. Backhand just above the pad. It's dropping again for Ubia. Rebote forehand, dropped over the top. Ubia picks it off the side wall. Another backhand on the numbers. Arat makes the play. Arat calls him off, makes the catch from deep in the backcourt, floats it up, and past both Chargers. Zulaika forehand rebote, clears and caught by Arat. Beautiful catch again. Arrutia alone for that rebote. Zulaika looking for it. It's dropped on the inside. Point, set, and match. The Fireballs take it in straight sets. 6-4, 6-5. And a well-played match by the Fireballs, and look at that. After a 5-point Friday night, they've won their first 2 matches of this game day against the #1 seed so far in the regular season. The Chargers have only played 2 matches. Fireballs very happy back in the DraftKings Players Cage. As we move over to the 6th division, we'll see Jedden and Cabrera against Gallo and El Barba. Rematch of what we saw just about 2 weeks ago. Jedden and Cabrera won that match in straight sets 6-2, 6-4. Jedden and Cabrera this season 1-1. Gallo and El Barba just 1-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin our next match. Jedden will have the serve for the Fireballs. Jedden serves. We begin our 3rd match with an underserve. First fault, second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a catch by Jedden. Hard forehand. El Barba, fine catch on the right side. Light touch to the inside. Cabrera reads it, moves up. Here's the backhand. Scoop by El Barba. Backhand 2-all. Will score. El Barba in charge of that first point. First point goes to Gallo and El Barba of the Chargers.
Look, they were targeting the front court up there. I mean, a couple soft cortadas, a backhand 2-all, all forcing Jedden to get in there. Had a great start. Won that first match. So let's see what he can do to pick up in the second one.
Here's the backhand by Cabrera. Or a Bote forehand save by Gallo. Jedden attacks, has a tip ball at the 5 line. 2 points for Gallo and El Barba, the Chargers. Gallo serves.
And golden opportunity there for Jedden if he makes that catch to go with the running drop shot that he loves to throw.
Got to make the catch
But again,
first.
if you make that catch up high to your right side, and then you got to bring it down.
Yeah,
there's a
just focus on the catch.
The timing is a big part of it. It's not easy to.
El Barba from the 11 line. There's the backhand. Caught by Cabrera. Gallo on the front court. Cabrera from the 12 line to the inside. It's a powerful backhand. That gets away from Gallo, hits the overhead screen, which is out of play. That's a point for Jedden and Cabrera. Jedden has a serve. Trying to get the ball back, trying to get the ball to pass, whether on the right side or the backhand. When you're throwing it that hard and that high to the front wall, got to keep the overhead screen in mind.
And also, you know, Gallo's moving back and forth from the courts. You know, back court with Iturbide, front court here with El Barba. So a little bit different sometimes. You think you have a lot of space up there in the front, and you just do not at all.
Cabrera on the catch. Here's the backhand. Gallo gets in there. Backhand from the 9 line. Cabrera's there. El Barba, backhand from the 10. Powerful backhand by Cabrera to the corner, out to the rebote. Gallo makes the save. Jedden's on it. Good catch on the backhand. El Barba, perfect catch, pulling that off the sidewall. Here's Gallo back at the 10 line, left side. Caught by Cabrera. Cabrera, low runner. El Barba moves up, scoops it up. Nice backhand. Rebote dropping. Gallo makes the save. Jedden will attack. He's got it at the 5 line. Powerful forehand right up the middle. Splitter. Stopped on the left side of Cabrera. Big backhand. Passes El Barba. El Barba for the rebote save. He makes it. Jedden backing up, makes the catch.
It's 3 forehands Jedden's had in this match. His opponent's caught every one.
Rebote, one-handed save.
God. Oh my, that might be in. Oh.
Lands in and scores. My, oh my, and a salute from Gallo on that one. 2-2. Jedden has the serve.
Yeah, I mean, Cabrera, what more can you say? I mean, spectacular defense and now mixing a little offense with it. Don't think this was the intent, but he goes to the outside. I mean, all he can get on it is one hand.
Look how far out that is.
Opens up, gets it off the sidewall. Gallo got caught ball watching a little bit because you see where this lands.
Well, Jedden's looking too. They're looking to make sure it doesn't hit the overhead.
He's looking, and that's
that
well
lands,
inside.
Yeah, that lands like 6, 7, 8 inches inside.
Jedden, 3 forehands in this match. He's elevated all of them, either to be played on the rebote or caught in the air by the opponents. He's got to keep it lower, which he did in that first match and had success with it.
Powerful backhand hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. 3 points for Gallo and Elbarba. Gallo will serve.
Yeah, when you see one go up that high in the overhead screen, just a matter of control issue. Didn't have it in the basket, sent it way up high in the overhead screen.
Here's a backhand by Cabrera. Elbarba is there. Elbarba to the inside. Here's Cabrera. Backhand from the 10 line. Ball tipped in the backcourt. 3-3. Jedden serves for the Fireballs.
Perfect placement there. Elbarba wasn't really tested a whole lot in that first match. A couple early misses. Then Arta kind of stepped in and did a bulk of the work. But it doesn't matter. You put it on the sidewall like that, you're going to score a lot of points in this division. Good shot by Cabrera to tie things up.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Cosalo by Elbarba. Read and stopped by Jedden. Jedden powerfully from the forehand. Caught by Elbarba. Elbarba low and hard to the inside, and Cabrera is there. Rebote forehand. That hits too high. Touched the rail above the front wall, which is out of play. 4 points for Jedden Cabrera of the Fireballs. Jedden has the serve.
Well, Fireball's able to come away with that point, but another one. I mean, Jedden forehand to the inside, and Elbarba catches it in the air. It becomes infinitely more difficult to make that catch if the ball touches the floor.
Absolutely.
Infinitely more difficult. And Elbarba's proven that he can make that catch in the air today, so got to switch it up, but it's worked out well.
It's a powerful backhand by Elbarba. Cabrera goes hard to the inside. Elbarba is there. Elbarba from the 10 line. That one gets away and hits the overhead screen, which is out of play. 5 points for Jedden and Cabrera. Possible set point.
Short backswing and a big through swing there, and that sent it way up high.
Yeah, trying to get it to the back wall.
He gave that one a little extra.
Yeah.
You could tell. Extra flick, and that's what happens sometimes.
Excellent serve by Jedden. Caught. This backhand, though, gets away and hits the overhead screen. Point and set for Jedden and Cabrera of the Fireballs. They take the first set. 6-3. 2 minutes to go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set.
So 6-3. As Jedden and Cabrera did the last time these two teams played, they come out with the opening set win. Last time it was 6-2. This time 6-3.
I'll tell you, Elbarba there, even though they lost the set, and he had some real difficulty with the overhead screen there. Really some great catching by Elbarba consistently. It's what we've seen in 2025, but that looked really good. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. See the Chargers, a very tight team. Not just the fact that they won the championship. You know, they're a tight team. The communication between all of them is excellent. Backhand 2-all, perfectly executed by Cabrera. It scores. Jedden and Cabrera on the board first here for the Fireballs. Jedden serves. So that one was thrown
I'm
well.
Speechless. I'm speechless because it was so well thought out. The entire first set, they didn't throw it. And then you have an over-aggressive opponent coming out in set two. Gallo's focused on making it happen. What do? Backhand two-wall. He's 25 feet from him.
And you execute it perfectly.
And you don't have to flirt with the boundary line either. Oh, and 2 quick points.
That serve came in fast. Crossed up Gallo's, crossing the service box. 2 points for Jedden and Cabrera.
Yeah, almost just protecting himself
serves.
there as that ball was coming in.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get, first was going to catch it and then try to get out of the way, but one or the other. Elbarba with a fine catch off a hard serve. Here's Cabrera, backhand to the inside. Rebote save, light touch. Jedden got up there, makes the catch. Kill shot hits the pad. The pad is bad. Gallo and Elbarba are on the board for the Chargers with the point. Gallo's got the serve.
Yeah, I mean, Jedden really wants that running drop shot. That wasn't really quite the running shot. Maybe he got caught between two, but either way, that's well low of what he needs to score on that throw.
Backhand by Cabrera. Hard throw to the inside is tipped at the 11 line. 3 points for Jedden and Cabrera of the Fireballs. Here in the second set, Jedden has a serve.
Yeah, if I'm the Fireballs, I wouldn't overcomplicate things in this match. I mean, you see your opponents are just struggling to secure these catches. And Gallo struggling in the front, Barba in the back.
Stick with the basics. Hard throws, make the catches.
On the wall and see what they can do. They haven't had an answer yet.
Jedden reaches out and makes a fine catch. That throw to the inside is done well to score. 4 points for Jedden and Cabrera. Jedden has a serve.
All you got to do, put that ball on the floor, force him to make those scoops instead of catches in the air. And
sometimes reaching in can complicate things, especially when you have a backcourt back there. But Jedden did it well. Catch by Elbarba. Costado to the outside, goes to the forehand of Jedden. Jedden hard to the inside. He scores. That is 5 points for Jedden and Cabrera. This is possible set, possible match point.
It's really gotten away from him quickly. Still standout play by Jedden today. He's been awesome up in the front. Hasn't killed that many in this match in particular, but still making those catches, which is good to see. Oh, that's out. My, oh, my.
Costado by Elbarba catches too much side wall, lands out of play. That is point, set, and match in straight sets for the Fireballs. Jedden and Cabrera, 6-3, 6-1.
After a straight set victory last time out, they come back with the same result, 6-3, 6-1. Dominant win there for Jedden and Cabrera. They improved to 2-1 with that win. Elbarba and Gallo, should we say Gallo and Elbarba, dropped to 1-3 after that loss. Fireballs, though, 3 wins already on the game day. They've secured at least a tie through our first 3 matches. Second division doubles, third division doubles, and fourth division doubles in that order to close out the game day. We have 1 match left. Alai and Cabrera take on Iturbide and Gallo here in the fourth division of doubles. Another rematch from just a couple weeks ago. Alai and Cabrera won that one in straight sets, 6-5, 6-3. Alai and Cabrera just 2-2 this regular season. Iturbide and Gallo 3-1. So that only loss this year by the Chargers came at the hands of the Fireballs. Forehand to the inside, catch by Cabrera off the side wall. Gallo reaches in, backhand from the 11 line, that's dropping. Alai pulls it in. Good scoop there by Cabrera, backhand up the middle. Gallo reaches in. Forehand crossing the wall, picked up there by Cabrera. Gallo from the left side lobs it up. Here's Cabrera. Ball missed. Lalu and Cabrera get on the board first here in our final match. Good catch there by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Stopped by Gallo. Here's Cabrera back there at the 12 line. Puts it inside. Caught by Gallo. Cabrera from the 11 line to the inside. Iturbide gets there. Backhand. Stopped low on the left side of Cabrera. Iturbide drops it inside. Tough high scoop. Backhand 2-wall follows. Iturbide gets out to it. The long drop shot dropped in the pad. And the pad is bad. 2 points for the Fireballs.
Iturbide got out there and made a great catch. But trying to kill it. I mean, look, drop shot right to the corner. Hit the front wall and side wall and Dio up there. I mean, well thought out. Just dropped short and hit the pad.
Karam stopped on the outside. Here's Lalu, whips it above the pad. Oh, two bounces ruled on the catch attempt and 3 points for the Fireballs.
A lot of traffic there. Lots of traffic when that ball took a second bounce. Gallo got off pretty quick, though.
Gallo takes him to the outside of the court. Hard throw, dropping. Cabrera back it up. He scooped it up. Clears the overhead screen. Iturbide waiting for it. Rabote hooked above the pad. Lalu steps up. Karam blasted in to score. 4 straight for the Fireballs.
The Karams worked for Lalu now 2 times from the sidewall. Very well done.
Fault over serve, first fault, second serve coming up. Here's Gallo. From the 11 line, low runner backing up. Cabrera scooped it. Backhand thrown up the middle. Rabote left side, played at the 8 line. Iturbide gets there. Cabrera from the 10, he goes deep. Pass both Chargers. Iturbide lines it up, makes the Rabote save. Cut off, here's Lalu. Lalu, another Karam. Oh, not that time. Iturbide stops it. Soft Karam, not enough. Lalu, Karambola scores. 5 points and a possible set point for the Fireballs.
Lalu stepped outside beautifully to make this catch. Throws a Karam, stopped by Iturbide. Iturbide returns a Karam. Lalu reads it, stops it. Karambola. Just really well executed.
Well, Iturbide picks it. 2-wall, thrown to score.
Beautiful.
Keeps the set going here. First point for the Chargers.
Now avoids a shutout. Iturbide, just snagged that, threw it outside, threw the 2-wall beautifully.
More into the inside, picked off there by Iturbide, back into the outside,
Well
just
done.
outside of reach. That's 2 quick points for the Chargers. Keeps the set going.
Iturbide definitely taking charge of these points.
Strong backhand there by Cabrera, right in the corner. Iturbide lays it up to the inside. Cabrera waits on it. Backhand. Here's Gallo now. Oh, what a catch off the sidewall. Alai pulls it in. Right back to Gallo, though. Backhand clears the overhead screen. Alai waits on the rebote. Back to the inside. Past Iturbide. He ducks. Rebote clears. Here's Alai, forehand. Rifle to the inside again. Long run. Gallo set up for it. He turns the rebote. Alai again. 2-wall. Not enough. Iturbide stops it. Soft cortada. Scores. 3 points for Iturbide and Gallo.
Tell you, Iturbide has been playing so relaxed, making beautiful catches, and every shot he's thrown, he's landed. These last 3 points, just beautifully done.
Well, runner, look at Iturbide committed, and he made that catch up overhead. Cabrera on the inside of the backhand. Stopped again.
Oh, what a catch.
Catch on the sidewall. Cabrera blasts that one on the return. Rebote forehand, but a long way up the middle. Alai set up for it, drops it to the inside. Big bounce, tough one for Gallo. He makes a good save. Pulled in by Alai as he crashes into the sidewall. Gallo steps out of the way. Iturbide fires the rebote. Back to Alai. Here's the backhand. Outside placement.
Beautiful.
Thrown outside to score. 4 points for the Chargers.
Catch after catch, throw after throw. Iturbide has been spot on these last 4. From the sidewall at the 9 line. Beautifully executed.
Backhand to the inside. Rebote dropping. Rebote save. Caught low by Alai. Alai powers it inside. Good catch there by Gallo. Controls it. Plays it up the middle. Rebote saved by Iturbide. Here's Alai on the inside. Backhand. Stopped overhead. Cabrera picks it up on the bounce. Floats the backhand up. Gallo reaching back behind him. Takes it at the 13 line. Alai, Costado clips.
Oh,
it
splitter.
lands in. And it's seen. No, ball ruled to have hit the cage before it was played by Iturbide. That is point and set. Alai and Cabrera, they won it 6-4. 2 minutes will come back and play set number 2.
Yeah, that ball has to have just complete contact with the glass. Can't have any contact.
Yes.
Similar to the way you want to think of the line is if the ball touches any part of the frame around the back wall, or of course the front wall, but in that case the back wall, it's out.
Again, yeah, that was certainly the right call. You could hear a little nick as that ball went past the cage, but
Metal
happened
sounds
quickly.
different than glass,
Yeah.
no question about it.
So, again, a lot of times we see that ball hit the cage and it dies, but once it makes contact, point's over. Take a look at some replays, though, of a well-played first set. Fireballs led 5-0, but it got interesting there late.
Yes, it did. Catch by Alai on the outside. Powerful throw.
Yeah, just got the second bounce. It was ruled to just get the second bounce there. It's close.
Alai with a couple successful caroms. Not that one. That one stopped by Iturbide. Carom return. Beautifully caught by Alai.
And then look at that.
The carambola return.
Kept it low that second time around.
Yeah, really well done.
But then late push here by the Chargers. I mean, that outside placement.
Ichibide was on fire.
There's really no chance to get that one. Throws it low, it stays low, and opens up away from you. And then this one here. Oh, that really hit there. Yeah, you could definitely see.
Yeah, it had enough bounce off it. It's not just the guys in blue waving their arms. No.
Well, I thought that it actually passed it coming at it, but you can see it hit the top corner there. It changed a couple directions there.
Yeah.
So. 6-4, while Lou and Cabrera won that first set. Set 2 just about ready to start. There's a serve. Set 2 has begun. Forehand Rebote, caught. Here's Cabrera, backhand 2-all. Scooped up by Ichibide. He drops it above the pad. Look at Cabrera get there. Dropping on the inside for Gallo. Back to the inside. That's Cabrera again. Nice catch. Hard backhand follows on the numbers.
What a catch.
Gallo, my, what a catch.
I don't know that I've ever seen Cabrera move that well.
That one right on the wall. Rebote saved by Ichibide. Back to Cabrera. He floats it up. Not past Ichibide, though. He takes it off the side wall. Gallo ducks. Rebote, 2-wall is too low. To the pad, and the pad is bad. Gives the Fireballs, Lalu and Cabrera, the first point.
Yeah, that ball hooked by Ichibide. Just landing out of play.
Oh, what a stop there by Gallo on the left side. The backhand just clears the overhead screen. Rebote turn to him. Catch again by Gallo off the numbers. Back on the inside. Here's Gallo from the 11 line. Cabrera stops it overhead. Wall to wall from the left side. Here's the Rebote. Rebote forehand caught by Cabrera. Here's Lalu, backhand. Kicking up and out. Rebote coming to Ichibide. Powers it inside. That's caught off the side wall. Cabrera keeps it low. Ichibide cuts it off in the air. Backhand thrown wall to wall. Rebote forehand played inside. It's dropping. Gallo ducks. Ichibide lays it up. Cabrera calls him off. Makes the catch in the backcourt. Puts it inside. Gallo on the right side. Rebote's right on the wall.
Catch.
Tough scoop by Gallo. There's a strong backhand. Rebote left side. Turn to the inside again. Another scoop. There's Gallo. Backhand 2-wall. Not enough. It's a scoop. Fake the carom. Put it inside. And Gallo comes away with it for a third time. Ichibide now gets involved, plays the Rebote. Oh, Cabrera ducking. Long run for Lalu.
Great save.
He just lays it up. Ichibide attacking to the inside. Oh, what a reach by Cabrera. The forehand outside almost hit him. It's scooped by Gallo. He comes over the top, and Cabrera scoops it on the inside. What a point. Here's Ichibide. Rebote save coming up the middle. Cabrera low on her inside. Caught in the air by Ichibide. Backhand outside. Stopped again. Lalu opens for the carom. It's in. Ichibide tracks it down. He fires it inside. That will score. Man, oh man, what a point. That ties it 1-1.
That's
1-1. That's it.
That point was like a Dirty Harry movie from the 70s. I mean, it was just
I'll trust you on that one.
bullets flying everywhere, aggression. I mean, this one that Cabrera threw, I don't know that he meant it to throw it outside, but it goes right over the head of Ichibide.
Yeah.
I mean, and the point then still goes on with shots still being fired, and somehow everybody walks out of the scene okay.
Unscathed, yeah.
That's
totally
what I mean by,
good.
yeah, Dirty Harry film. Yeah. And just take my word for it.
That serve scores. The ace brings it to 2-1.
Beautiful serve by Ichibide.
Look at that scoop. Well, that serve crossed the sidewall. Cabrera comes away with it. Big backhand. Rebote played by Iturbide. He fires it up the middle. Rebote forehand dropping inside. Gallo steps up to make that catch. Backhand. Picked off overhead. Cabrera now. Iturbide powers it inside. Backing up. And it's scooped up by Cabrera. Gallo's backhand. That caught the overhead screen. Just a piece. That's out of play, though. It's 2 points. Tied up.
2-2, tight here in the second set. Reminder of the scoring. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match. Iturbide encouraging Gallo to fight on. Gallo with some spectacular catches earlier.
Hard serve. Gallo gets in there on the right side, makes the catch. Fires it over their heads. Lalu coming back for the rebote. Makes a save to the inside. Cut off by Iturbide. Rebote played inside. Dropping low. Iturbide down to the floor to make the save. Here's Cabrera again. Floats it up a little higher. Gallo steps away. Iturbide plays the rebote. Cut off by Lalu. Here's the backhand up in the front. Rebote comes shooting off the back wall. Saved by Iturbide. Caught by Cabrera. Catch along the inside. Backhand floated up. Gallo reaching in at the 12 line. One passes. Lalu left side rebote to the inside. Gallo all alone.
Tipped.
That's a high scoop. It's tipped. The Fireballs take the lead 3-2.
When we say that these high scoops in particular are difficult to make, we're not just saying it for the sake of saying it. That's a perfect example right there.
Gallo handles that serve from the 11 line. There's the backhand. Put it out of reach. Rebote forehand to the inside. Cut off by Gallo. Good scoop there by Cabrera. The backhand stopped up overhead. Iturbide launches it. Not past Cabrera, though. Rebote forehand to the inside. Cut off by Cabrera. Here's the backhand. Floated up. Gallo steps in. Backhand a little high, clears the overhead screen. Cabrera reaches on the right side. It's crossing. Stopped by Iturbide. Long drop shot, not enough. Cabrera read it the whole way. Backhand thrown out of reach. Long run for Iturbide now. He has to lay it up. Quick bounce catch brought in by Lalu. Comes over the top. Gallo waits on it. Big backhand now. Lalu takes off. Waiting for it up at the 7. Drops it to the inside. Picked up by Iturbide. Two-wall. Thrown to score. Chargers tie it up, 3-3.
The shot's been working all day for Iturbide. One earlier, one hit the pad from the forehand, but everything from the costado's been working really well for him.
Cabrera right back to Gallo. Forehand, high to the inside. Wall play. Lalu steps in there and saves the rebote. Catch by Iturbide. Drop shot. Look at Lalu. Good foot speed to get there before the second bounce. Floats the backhand. Gallo makes the catch.
Oh, trying to drop it
He drops
inside.
it in the pad. 4 points for Lalu and Cabrera.
Yeah, no, Gallo sees Lalu. So drop shot here. Lalu comes in, makes the save, just lays it back.
Yeah,
Gallo sees him go to the
Gallo.
outside and Cabrera
little
moving
too
back.
cute.
So, yeah, drop shot to the inside makes perfect sense, but Just had to clear the pad.
What a hard serve handled by
catch.
Gallo. Last second reaching in, Cabrera takes it overhead. Strong backhand. Gallo on the right side. Oh, forehand comes up the middle. Lalou's got to play. Winds it up to the inside. Scoop,
What a scoop
by Gallo. Catch by Cabrera now. Brings it in overhead. Puts it on the wall. Gallo once more. Tough catch. Hard backhand. Cabrera, left side. To the inside. Gallo reaches. Makes the play. Deep in the backcourt. Rolote forehand, played up the middle. Cabrera runs around it, keeps it on the left side. Low runner, missed by Gallo. Fireballs have brought it to 5 points here in the second set. Possible set and a possible match point for Lalou and Cabrera. Under serve, first fault, second serve coming up.
Iturbide is just as likely to take this next fast serve as he is any other one this late in the match.
Well, second serve is good. Gallo from the backcourt comes out over the top. Lalou takes it in, inside placement. Gallo, what a scoop. That keeps the match going. Long run for Lalou, drops it inside. Iturbide, drop shot. Look at Cabrera. He takes off, he gets it, the 2-wall. Not enough, that's stopped. He blasts it back inside.
Oh, he got
one-handed
assessed on
attempt,
it, man.
just missed. Keeps it going here, 4 points for the Chargers.
Lalou read Iturbide well. I mean, I thought Iturbide was going to cross the side wall there. That one just went right up the middle. Lalou is reading his body language. Goes for that scoop. Great read.
Hard serve coming up the middle, stopped by Cabrera. The backhand passes Gallo. Robote forehand, played at the 6 line. Back to Cabrera. This one right on the sidewall. Gallo ducking. Iturbide makes the save. Lalou committed. He made the catch. Fires it inside. Caught low by Gallo. Backhand takes the fireballs to the outside. Robote inside on the wall.
What a
Stopped
catch.
again by Gallo. Here's the backhand. Robote hard coming up the middle. Robote 2-wall snapped. Iturbide with a good reach. The return picked up before the second bounce. Cabrera to the inside. Gallo all alone. Robote's missed. Point. Set and match. The Fireballs win it in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4. And another 5-1 game day for the Fireballs, a big one early in the season. They defeat the Chargers today. And one extra game day played for the Chargers compared to the Fireballs so far this season. So that's an extra point with an extra game day played. You see where the other teams stack up. And right now, Stu, pretty close. That 4th and final playoff spot. We got 3 teams tied, Cyclones, Devils, and Warriors. One of those teams will be in action tomorrow. The Devils have a crack at the Renegades. It'll be all doubles once again. We get started with top division doubles. Gaucheri and Urbieta take on Jairo and Nicholas. Then Goanaga and Flores take on Foronda and CRB. Then second division doubles. Gaucheri and Ben take on Jairo and Benny. 6th division doubles, Stan and Flores go up against CRB Kubawa. Then Goanaga and Urbieta take on Foronda and Benny. In our final match, 4th division, Stan and Ben against Nicholas and Kubawa. That'll be the game day tomorrow. Renegades and Devils beginning at 5 p.m. as we continue on this winter 25 season. Until then, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow at 5.